Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good. When we say that it is a good morning, I just want to make sure we're not just going through the motions, because I almost start saying this is the day that the Lord has made. Infectious. But anyway, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, AMTEX. Thank you for this project. You know, I'll be honest. For a while, I said no more apartments in District B. The previous administration, or apartment said no more until we get a handle on this. But when I saw this project for the families, you know, the school, I said, okay, Sally, we got to get this. We got to support it. And so, you know, I supported it. Council supported it. The mayor says, hey, this is what we need. And I'll tell you, April 2016, the mayor took office. Shortly thereafter, and 4 months later, we had tax day flood in Houston. Started April 15th, it lasted a few days. And that was another reason why I changed my mind. Because we had a lot of apartment complex in the way where they were subject to become flooded on a regular basis. And so I had to weigh the option. Do I support another project, another apartment complex in the area, or do I just keep what we have? But you think about the people who are renting those apartments. Most of them don't have flood insurance. So every time there's a flood and they're in harm's way, they have to go and start their life over once again. And so we saw that. And so I said, if we can get another project in the area, quality project, where we can get people out of harm's way, to do our job, to do my job as the representative of the district, I'm going to do that. So that's what I think I've done today. And I'm going to thank you all for making it happen. Mayor, thank you. Tom, thank you all, the housing department, and everyone who put their hand into this and to bring us here today. So, I mentioned earlier that April 2016, the mayor just taken office, and he's been fighting some type of storm or hurricane every year. 16, it was tax day. 17, it was Harvey. 18, it was hurricane firefighters. And 2019, we had another. So from a perspective of weathering the storm, we have a proven mayor, someone who can do it. He's just not walking the walk, he's talking the talk. And so I'm going to say, I want you to give my mayor, your mayor, a round of applause as he comes to the stage.
Thank you so very, very much, and let me just say to the deputy mayor here, Jerry Davis, look, it has been an honor to work with him. I told him, look, he has to slow down, and Pastor, you should hear it, in the last 6 months, we have been going on major projects in District B. This is the second one this week. Just a couple of days ago, we were celebrating the ribbon cutting on the building of single-family homes, from anywhere from 180 to 230,000, about 300 of them in District B. And so that was on one, and then another project on a Thursday, wet, cold. We were celebrating the ribbon cutting of a Tech-Link library in District B, and then BMX. That was like a $20 million project, and that is doing wonders. And now to be here today, so let me please join me in congratulating Councilmember Darin. He's coming up on the end of his term. We're going to miss him as a council member, but certainly not looking forward to missing his service, because there's still a lot that we expect of him and want from him. And so it's just good to be here. So Pastor Hilliard, thank you. Your church is right around the corner. And we know for churches, you know, where people live is important. And this will be providing housing opportunities for people right around the corner. They don't even have to drive, they can just walk right to the church. You know, so it's all connected. Sally, always good to see you out here and what you're doing. Let me be very brief. I had my coat with me on yesterday. I didn't need it, so I put it back in the closet. But that's okay. I'm happy to be here with you at the groundbreaking. And Argentina James, let me acknowledge you, because she is simply outstanding in what she does. Give Argentina James, congratulations. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate you. Look, I'm here to be here with you at the groundbreaking ceremony of the AMTEX Green Oaks Affordable Multifamily Housing Development, and we are in District B. And as he prepares to leave office at the end of the year due to term limits, Councilmember Davis is focusing on getting us as much as possible, done as possible. And today's groundbreaking represents the beginning of a new relationship with AMTEX, and I want to welcome them to the city of Houston. Please give AMTEX a big hand for what they're doing for me. And then Lawrence Snowden is here as chairman, and then the CEO of Houston Housing Authority is also present. And so thank them, please thank them for their participation. The AMTEX commitment to developing this project means Houston is increasing the availability of affordable units. And I want to see hard-working professionals and communities have access to a nice standard of living and jobs, transportation, and amenities as a complete community. The Green Oaks apartment development is designed to close the substantial shortage of affordable housing. And there is a substantial shortage of affordable housing in the city of Houston by creating 177 affordable apartment units for families in Northeast Houston. In addition to providing housing for the target population, AMTEX is committed to providing economic development opportunities for minority and women-owned businesses, HUD Section 3 businesses, and training and employment opportunities for Section 3 residents. Give it up to them just on that alone. Because it's not just about providing housing, it's about providing employment job opportunities for people as well. And economic development is important. We just heard from someone coming out of this area at City Hall this week about opportunities, and in this case, high quality retail opportunities. And what I would say to you, Councilmember Jerry Davis, as we move forward, we've got to work with our major retailers, because what I want to see in addition to affordable housing, single family or multifamily, but we need quality grocery stores in the area. So that's going to be critically important. And the City of Houston Housing Community Development Department awarded AMTEX Green Oaks Apartment Development the competitive 4% housing tax credit. And as I said earlier this week, at a groundbreaking for an affordable housing master plan community, Houston is a resilient city with residents who want safe, affordable homes and apartments in areas that offer opportunities that support a high quality of life. They deserve it, and we need to provide it for them. And HUD has been a great partner with the city in helping to move this forward. Dr. Pringle, where is he? Thank you. Give it up to HUD. I want to service and thank you to HUD. Quite frankly, much of what we do would not be occurring without the strong partnership with HUD and our federal partners. So thank HUD so very, very much for working with us. And HUD has been a great partner with the city, and then working with our own housing community development. Please give it up for our director, Tom McCaslin, who's here. And then to his team. If you're with the Housing and Community Development City of Houston, just raise your hand so we'll see you. Let me thank all of you and appreciate what you all do for our city every day. And now I have and then the Green Oaks Department received unanimous support from City Council and from the Harris County Precinct 1 Commissioner Rodney Ellis, State Representative Honorable the Dean Senfronia Thompson, along with area neighborhood homeowners associations, business chambers, and the surrounding Northeast Houston community. And let me just say, it is rare when you get the community support behind a multifamily project. It is rare. And so that means AMTEX, you're doing something right. It's a high standard that they're putting forth. And then and to the council member, to the state representative, can't say enough. I do want to recognize the Dean of the Texas House of Representatives, because without her support, this project would not have gone forward, and we really appreciate that. She really doesn't need an introduction, not at all, because when she walked in, the waters parted, and they're going to stay parted, and now when she leaves, you better leave right behind her, because the water's going to come back together, But it's my honor and pleasure to ask to bring up to you now none other than State Representative, the Dean of the Texas House of Representatives, none other than State Representative Senfronia.
Good morning. I am grateful for this project to be in my district, and I'm particularly grateful because it's going to provide needed housing. But Mayor, I want to compliment you on some legislation that you pushed through this session and being able to build more affordable housing in a shorter span of time, distances from each other, not to create problems, but to be able to provide those housing for persons because we have such a backlog in housing. Thank you for your leadership during the legislative session to get those bills through. I was happy you chose me to carry it.
I wanted it, but I needed her to carry it.
I almost didn't come up here. I saw this $25 on this valet ticket. I kept watching this. And I was bugging the man next to me. I said, you see this 25? I'm delighted to have this in my district, and it's a plus. It's a plus for so many families who have been on the waiting list to have affordable housing. And I am happy that we're going to have something not only affordable, but something that is quality and something that is needed and is going to be able to serve families that be families with children. And thank you for putting this wonderful structure here. I'm looking forward to other projects that you're going to have, and I am grateful that my council member was so gracious enough, but he didn't give it up quickly. He made sure that it met the qualifications and the specifications to provide the kind of quality housing for the persons who we want to serve. Thank you, Councilmember Davis. And I'm grateful to work with the mayor in this particular project because we know that as soon as you get the doors open, it's going to fill up. And it's so needed. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Ms. T. Affectionately called in the house. All right, we're going to move forward with the leadership for AMTEX. Mr. Arjun Nagarkatti. There you go.
That's pretty good. Well, thank you for being here, especially with weather like this. It's pretty amazing that we have such a big attendance. Thank you, Representative Thompson, Mayor, Councilman, and thank you, Mrs. Snowden, and thank you for being here. And I'd also like to recognize our colleagues from HUD. Thank you, Ms. Pringle. And this project really has come together with a lot of input, a lot of focus, and the representative is correct. The councilman didn't give this up that easily. It took many, many meetings going through it, through design, through all the processes, and making sure that the community actually is behind this. But let me spend a little time in terms of who we are, who AMTEX is. We're actually a company that's was formed back in 1978. And we celebrated our 40th year. We spread over 3 states, Texas, California, and Washington. And our product line includes affordable housing primarily, market rate housing, workforce housing, and student housing. And to date, we've probably completed close to maybe in excess of $2.5 billion of construction. We're actually developers and builders who build our product, and we're vertically integrated. We entered Texas in 2012. And at that time, our very first project was here in Houston, in the Cypress area, where we built actually 162 senior community that still looks as fresh and new as it did on day one. And since then, we've basically been focusing a lot of our energies in Houston, and we expect to build in the next 2 to 3 years, plan or have under construction or build approximately 2,700 units. And this could be across the board, could be workforce housing, affordable housing, and thank you to you all for supporting affordable housing and allowing us, you know, to do what we do best, actually. In terms of this project, this is a 177 unit family project that we went through. As I mentioned, we had several meetings with the councilor. And I appreciate your input on it because I think it gave us a lot of insight into the community in terms of how we need to go forward. At this point, I'd certainly like to also recognize a colleague of mine, Darin, Hansen, who has spent hours with the community making sure that they're on board, because I think that's probably the most important thing in any community, and that's something that we basically go through, you know, wherever we live. We want to make sure that we are welcomed by the community and go forward. In terms of funding, this has really been a partnership of many folks. HUD financing came through the Housing and Community Development, and we got, I believe there were HUD funds that funded this project to the tune of approximately $6.1 million. TDHCA, the Texas Housing and Community Affairs, funded 4% tax credits for this project. We have Citibank that provided close to, I think, 28 million in construction and loan financing. And we have the Royal Bank of Canada that put in about $7 million of equity into this. So it really takes a lot of folks putting this together. And we finally come to the day where we're here and celebrating our grand, actually groundbreaking. And the project will be managed by a Mayfair management group who we've actually, you know, is local and knows the community well. And in terms of construction, I think it's probably going to take between 18 and 20 months. So hope to see all of you at the grand opening in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you. I wanted the pleasure of introducing Darin Hansen because he's the gentleman that I've been working with closely in making sure that this project came together with the community, with the business leaders, and some of the things that are necessary in terms of building. And he has just been a gentleman and a scholar as it comes to how to put a project together and how to work with the community. So I'd like to ask you to come up too.
Yeah, Darin, yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. You know, we actually planned for the rain today so that it wouldn't interrupt construction. So I just wanted you guys to know that. So that's how good she is. But again, I just want to give some quick thanks to the Mayor Pro-Tem and Councilmember Davis for your fierce leadership and very strong support of this development. Thank you, Mayor Turner, for coming today, for your support in leadership to ensure the City of Houston residents have quality, affordable housing. And also, I also want to thank Representative Miss T. I tell you, she is a tough cookie. She was, you know, but she is so supportive of this development that, you know, we really appreciate her input that she had on this. I also wanted we did a lot of outreach, as you heard, and as part of that outreach, we actually went out to the community leaders, and Sally Bradford was one of the first ones that we went out to meet with, and she was very, very supportive, so we'll give her a round of applause. Also, the North Houston District, Bart Baker, I don't believe he's here, but we spent a lot of time with him as well in getting his support. We also reached out to the Northwest Assistance Ministries, the the Houston Intercontinental Chamber of Commerce, the Mission Greenspoint. We did a lot of outreach and got a lot of support, and so that gave us the green light to move forward. I just wanted to take a few minutes and just talk about the development quickly. If you look at the renderings, you'll see the quality of what we're doing and what we're planning to build. This product is absolutely spectacular. When you see it, it's going to look better than what these renderings are. Trust me, it's going to look fantastic. It's a 3-story structure. We have 3 buildings, 177 apartment homes with 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units with income levels from between 50 and 60 of the area median income. The site amenities, which I wanted to point out quickly, we have an over a 5,000 square foot clubhouse for the community, which is fantastic. And inside that clubhouse will be a kitchenette, gathering areas, computer room, a theater, fitness center, offices for the on-site management, and activity rooms for the children. It'll be a secured site with gated access, security cameras, barbecues. It's going to have a children's playground. It's going to have a dog park. It's got seating areas, plenty of parking, and there's also tenanted services that will be available at no cost to the families. And we actually do a needs assessment with the families that come to understand what type of services they need, and we critique those services for the residents. This site was specifically, we spent a lot of time looking in the area. We wanted to find a site that was centrally located to services. And that was something that was really, really important. So when we found this site, we were very excited about it and started that outreach. One of the things that's also important is that it's within a quarter mile of public transportation, which is something that we always try to promote. In addition to that, this development, when we first started, we actually submitted it to the city as a 9% tax credit development with 128 units. And we were this close to getting funded. But we went back and we met with the city, and we came up with this plan that we have today with 4%, and it's 177. So that's a big jump, and more housing for the community is really what we're all trying to do. And the other thing I wanted to do is to thank the city of Houston and everybody for believing in AMTEX. We really, really appreciate it. The other thing is that we're very, very committed and very serious to doing our best to meet the MWBE and Section 3 business goals. I think that we kicked it off with having a opportunity day, and Councilmember Davis was there. And that opportunity day was something that was just well put together. It was well orchestrated. We got a lot of folks that came in, and we're working with them currently now to see which ones that actually we can actually hire for this particular development. And some of them are actually here today. I don't know if I saw on the invite list there are a few, so I appreciate y'all for coming. The other thing is that, not only is our goal to meet the goals, our goal is to beat them. That's our goal. And with Hilde being part of our team, that's something that we are working. We have weekly phone calls. We are all over it. So she is doing a fantastic job, and we appreciate all that she's doing for that effort. I want to introduce the team real quick, if I may. Brooks and Sparks, Scott Greer is here. He's a civil engineer. Our architect is BGO Architects. They're really, really good. All they do is apartments. That's what they design, and they do a fantastic job. Permit Us Now helped us get through the process in this city. It's a large city. There's a lot of apartments. We really needed that help. So thanks to Helen and to Maruf, and then Hilde, of course. I mean, her leadership and helping put everything together, not only for to meet our business goals with the Section 3, but also today. She put this whole thing together with her team, which is fantastic, and we're very appreciative. Well, I'm going so quick, I'm almost done. I'd also like to introduce our construction team that is here. Tom Watchhorn, he's Director of Construction. He's in right here, there you go. John Bowen, he's a Senior Construction Manager, and he's in the back. And Robert Gowdy, he's the Site Superintendent, so he'll be here every single day building this development. The other thing, what we're looking forward to is we're looking forward to Ridgecrest, which is another development that we're currently working on. And it's about 3 miles from here. And our goal is to take a lot of the subs that are here, right, and introduce them to that development as well. So that's coming. We're hoping to be around May of 2020. That's 288 family homes. That's a lot of units for the community. So we're going to be doing, we're really excited about that. I also wanted to thank the City of Houston once again, because without all of your support, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't have this opportunity to build the housing for the community. So we're extremely proud and honored to be a partner with all of you, because everybody that is here has something to do with this development. And so for us, we are very, very grateful. Once again, I just wanted to thank Hilde. I know I keep saying Hilde, but I have to tell you, when I first met with her, I was so impressed. And every time we have an event like this, I mean, it just shows really who she is and her team, and they do a fantastic job. So thanks again. I really, really appreciate it. And let me see here. I think I got one more note. Hold on, I want to check on something. Hold on. Well, we also want to thank Tom McCaskill as well. He's been very helpful in helping us fund the development as well. So we appreciate it. And now I'd like to turn it back over to Argentina, because now what we're going to do, well, actually Arjun would like to say a few words. One more.
Yeah, I'm sorry. One thing I failed to mention is that the Housing Authority is our partner in MGP on the property. And so thank you for that, and having the confidence in us being your partners. And Tom McCaskill, thank you so much. And Ray Miller, I mean, you guys have really navigated us through the financing process, the navigation process of getting this project together. That's truly amazing. Thanks so much.
Okay, so now it's time for what you are here for, to break ground. And so we're going to ask everyone, 1, 2, 3. I want you to dig deep. 1, 2, 3. Dig deep. Throw it. One more. 1, 2, 3. There you go. All right. Thank you. Just one more. Okay. One more. There you go. I'm in the video. It's good.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
okay. 1, 2, 3. There you go. I'm out of their video. All right, thank you.